A very good morning to you, Crafty. That's sorry I'm a couple of minutes late, but we had to run around and find some pliers. I don't know where they go. I think somebody must be eating pliers for breakfast here because they always seems to disappear. How is everybody today? I got a perfect project for you. I'm so excited about this one because, as you know, I love sparkles. Anything which is sparkle, I just love it. And we had the diamond tubing in different finishes on before, but I just sort of played around with it a couple of days ago and come up with a different concept what you can do with it. Morning, Karen. Morning, Helen, Diana, Alicia. And there's so many of you lovelies are here. Morning, Margaret. I'm here already. So let me turn you around. Oh, Sarah's here. Yay, finally a morning I can watch with you all. Oh, good morning, Sarah. I hope you enjoy it. Sarah's actually coming down tonight, so I can't wait. I'm like a little, I don't know, school kid, I can say. Really excited to see her. She was down in the middle of June, so almost a couple of months we gone again without seeing each other. So we're going to have loads of working at new kids. We're going to be working at new projects and everything else. Loads of knitting on the veranda. It will be really good. I'm really looking forward to it. Morning, Edward and Dinda, Paula, Margaret, Doris, Camille. Camille is saying bit dull and chilly here. It's quite nice and sunny here, but we have got quite a strong breeze. We were hoping to go down for a barbecue on the beach this evening, but we will have to wait and see. Fingers crossed the wind stops. Morning, Joe, Mina, Alicia. Also, there's so many of you lovers here. Right. Good morning, Lucy, Gwen. Right, let me just turn you down and we're going to start straight away. I love this diamond cord because it's really, really sparkly. I'm going to show you some of the necklaces and bracelets we've done before, the different designs. Now, I have to say, I got a little helper today. Lucy's in the room. And she's going to read the comments, so I don't have to keep an eye on it so much. And she's going to read them out to you as we go along. Right, so we made these using the diamond cords. We made so many different finishes and so many different sort of bracelets. We made some necklaces. We made them, this one is on tiger tail. We did them on memory wire. Let me just grab this one out of the bag. We added beads between. On that one is on tiger tail as well. Loads of different bits of pieces. You can use larger or smaller sections with the beads. It looks really great. However, when I looked at the finishes, I was just thinking that I could do something with the middle to keeping the diamond tube nice and in a curved shape, or I would, you know, sometimes when you revisit projects and relook at projects, you look at it and thinking, actually, I got a better idea and let's have a try that. And that's what I did yesterday. And I came up with a couple of ideas how to make necklaces. Oh, where did you go? Oh, there we are. For a minute, I panicked here because I didn't know where I put my lovely samples, but I got them. Phew, panic over. So let me just move this out of the way. So yesterday, I had a really good play around with it, and as well as earlier this week, because some of them are glued, and I'm going to show you what's the difference between it. And what we can do, we can turn these lovely diamond tubings, because you can cut them to any size you want. You can turn them into little components, and when you make them into components, you can use them in many different jewelry. And I had a little play with adding some larger crystal in the bracelets. I love this one as well. This has still got a memory wire in there, and this one as well. And I added a magnetic clasp on that. I just take this bracelet off, added a magnetic clasp in there, so it's really nice and easy to put it on. And with this magnetic clasp, because it's really nice and decorative, it doesn't really matter what way you wear it. But I just think, you know, adding a little bit of sparkle, adding, you know, having a different take on something, and I know many of you got this tubing already. We have got some really great deals on the website today, which I'm going to show you just in a minute. I have done different finishes and different connectors. For example, on this one, I glued the ends in. I still got a tiger tail in there, but I glued these little bead caps on there, and I'm going to show you them in a minute as well. The different finishes, depending on what you like to do. These ones turning loops. This one I did it with gluing the ends on, and I have got another couple sort of half made, so we can get started. Lucy, can you just pass me the iPad, please, so I can show what we got on offer today. Right, so I'm going to show these to you on the flash. We got 3 different bundles. If you haven't got the tubing, we got the candy finish. Look at all these really lovely sort of, they got a milky finish to the crystals on them. You get a bundle of this, really nice summery colors. Then we have the Crystal AB, which is my personal favorite. And I did quite a lot. I mean, look at that black one. I'm going to take it out of the bag to show you. Look at that black one. How sparkly is that? And if you don't want too much sparkle in your bracelet, then just cut it up and you can do little bits of pieces. We're going to do little connectors, just really, you know, add a little bit of sparkle to your jewelry. But in this one, you get so many lovely colors as well. You got the blue, you got teal, you got green, you got all this really nice deep red. I should have taken it out of the bag because I think you can see better when it's out of the bag, isn't it? I'm sort of trying to protect them. We got sort of a pink and a rose pink and a purple in there. So this is my absolute favorite bundles. Now each one of these bundles, the lengths what you're getting are 70 centimeters. Look at how sparkle is that. I just said this is like the magpie moment, that you just want to sit down, put it down on the table and just have something sort of slightly rotate it a little bit and just look at it all the time, because they're really, really nice. So when you get any of your bundles, I'll show you the third one just in a second. What you need to do, I uncoil my diamond tubing and just give it a good tug. So this is just sort of releases any of the curls in there, and then you're going to have nice and straight tubing to work with. So I probably pull it about maybe ½ an inch, and it just releases all those curls, and the tubing is going to sit nice and straight, and then you can work with it. And just do the red one. How lovely are those colors? Right, which color do you want me to demo with? Because I got them all here. So please do let me. Jean is asking, is it stretchy? Or scratchy? It's not stretchy. It's got a little bit of elastic to it because it's on a acrylic tubing, but no, not scratchy at all. You can feel the diamonds on it, but it's not. They're not sharp or anything, so they're not gonna scratch your skin. And the last one. So this is, let me know which color you want me to demo with, and I will do that one. The black is showing up really nicely as well. Black, rose, pink, we got the teal, blue, purple, red or green. Let me know which color you fancy, and in the meantime I'm going to get out these ones from the bag. So this one is the half silver finish. With the half silver finish you get a color of your diamond tubing, and if I just bring it close, you can see on the little crystals itself, half of them is sort of got like a silver coating. Pink, blue, dark red, pink. People are saying, let me just grab these out, because you get amazing colors in this one as well. These ones a little bit more dull and toned down, because you only see the color halfway through your diamond tubing. But you got really amazing colors in there here as well.
They're saying mostly blue, pink or red.
Lucy's saying, you're saying blue, pink or red?
Mostly.
Mostly. So I'll let you pick a color, Lucy, then.
Let's go with blue.
Blue. Cool. We're going to go with this one just in a second. Right, so these ones a little bit sort of, look at the sparkle on that. I just really, really love it. Those are the colors what you get in your half silver kit. Right, let me just show you on the website quickly, because we got some really good offers today. So as you know, if you go on our website, we got Facebook tutorials on the side. Click on that one, and we have all the Facebook lives what we've been doing in the last 18 weeks now. Click on Diamond Connector, which is today, and we got some goodies in here now. The bundle of the diamond tubing, you got the AB, the candy, and where is the half silver? Have you? And the half silver is just there. There is 8 colors in a pack. They should be £24, but Simon has put it down to £18 for us today. Each one of those are 70 centimeters, so you get 8 times 70 centimeter lengths. We also popped a memory wire in there because we're going to be using them today. And here's your bead cap. Simon has given us a little bundle. There is 2 different types. I'm going to show you both of them, how to work with it and what's the difference in them. Glass bead strings, glass bead bundle 6mm works the best with them. We have a little eye-pin bundle as well, because they are the ones what you could need most if you want to make straight connectors. I'm going to show you how to do them. And we got our clasp pearl and the 40 string 6 and 8mm bundle, because that's what I used in both of my necklaces here. Right, so we're going to go with the blue. Let me just get this lovely sparkles out of the way, and we're gonna get started. Right, so with the blue, even if you go to the bundle of any of the findings, you got many different colors in there. So you would have a black, you would have a rose gold, you would have a champagne gold, a gold, a rhodium color, and a silver color. Shall we go with the silver? I like this silver. So there's 2 different packs with 2 different end caps on there. Now this one has a hole through it, and this one hasn't got a hole through it, but it has a loop on there. Let me just get these out as well at the end. So this one with the loop on the end, you would need to glue in with a glue. Now I have used E6000 for the ones I was making yesterday, and I have to say probably about within E6000 takes maybe a day to dry, but completely, but within 3 hours you have it's dry enough that you can make your jewelry, but then these put it to the side and let it to dry properly. So otherwise you can use any other super glues, what you're used to, what you're comfortable with. I love the gel ones more than any of the others because they have that little bit of give and take in them, but it's up to you. But let's have a look at first with this bead cap with the hole through it, how we can make some little components that we don't need to glue. So various different materials you can use. We can use just we can use eye pins. We can use the memory wire itself. Now, memory wire comes in many different sizes. You got 0.6, 0.8 for 1mm. With the 1mm, and I got some here. Let me just grab it out to show you the difference. With the 1mm, it's a really nice strong one. This is the strongest one you can get, but because it's a tempered steel, you can't curl the end back at all. So if you are planning to make loops on the memory wire itself, you really need to go back down to 0.6, or perhaps if you're feeling strong, you can do it with 0.8, but the 1mm is going to be too thick. The 1mm, you're definitely going to have to glue it. I'm going to use the 0.6 today. Now, when you're cutting memory wire, you either need a heavy-duty cutters, or if you got memory wire cutters as well. I'm just going to cut not even a whole loop, just sort of at 3/4. from the 0.6 wire, and let's say you can measure your links what you want to make, or you can do it by eye. I usually do it by eye, and the tubing is really easy. You can cut it even with scissors, or you can use your cutters. And quite simply what we're going to do, we're just going to put through the memory wire into the link. Now, as you can see, if you don't want to, you don't have to put a decorative end to your diamond tubing here, but it looks nicer when you add one onto it. It just gives you and I'm going to push the diamond tubing into the bead cap itself. As you can see, it just gives you a nicer and neater finish, a little bit more professional finish if you have something like that on there. You can buy these separately as well. They're £1.50 for 10, and they just look really nice. Just, you know, I think it just dresses it up a little bit. Now, what I'm gonna do, there is two ways you can do the end on here. Now, you can either just create one loop, which I have on my bracelet here, and you can open and close this loop. The other way you can do it, and which necklace did I do that on? This, that one is just one loop as well. I think I got a separate link here. Let me just find it for you so that I can show. I have glued some last night as well. Where is it gone, my little bracelet? Or this one, I did a pink one. Now with, no, that one is the glued one as well. Oh, where are you going? Oh, never mind. I'm just going to have to show you. Oh, there it is. I got it. I hid it under some other mesh here. So what also you can do, you can curl it around. So when you curl it around, you can see that you're creating a wider loop all the way around. The advantage of it that this is gonna look better, you can have a tighter finish on your link, but you can't open and close it. So then when you want to connect something on a curled loop, you really need to either do a wrap loop with a piece of, I just had a 0.8 copper wire here, or eye pin or something like that. You have to connect into it. I prefer these types when you loop it around because you have a more secure end in it. When you just curl it around, as you can see, this could open up and the connection can come undone. It depends how much time you want to spend with it. Right, either way, what you're going to have to do is pinch the end of your wire with your round nose pliers. Now, depending on where you place it on your round nose pliers, you're gonna have the size of the loop. So if you want a larger loop, go towards the bottom. If you want a smaller loop, then goes towards the top. So I'm gonna do the curl on method. So I'm gonna just go right, maybe a few millimeters to the top, so we can have a nice little dainty loop. I'm going to hold it quite flush so I can't feel the wire scratching when I'm sort of brushing my finger across it. Then I'm going to turn my pliers back. Now I'm turning it back on itself, and as you can see, even I turned it and even I made sure it was flush, we got a little bit of straight end here. If I bring it up, and I'm going to show you how to get rid of that just in a sec. So I'm going to turn it a little bit more to turn it around. And before I get all the way around, so as you can see, this part is really nice and curly, and we got a little bit of straight edge there. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to come in with my cutters and I'm going to adjust it. I'm going to cut that part off where it was very sort of straight at the end, and then I'm quite simply gonna insert my round nose pliers in there and just keep curling around. When you gone all the way around, not quite yet, when we've gone all the way around, we're just gonna go past and keep on curling until we have two, like a split link, little loops sitting side by side, just like that. Now, if this loop is not quite to the middle, or if you want to center it, then you can always pop your round nose pliers back in there and just turn it the other way, and that will center it. And when I push this up against it, you can see we got a really nice finish on the end there as well. Now I'm going to repeat this on the other side. Obviously I don't need that long wire, so I'm going to reduce it to maybe just under a couple of centimeters. We can tweak it later on, and I'm going to repeat what I did on the other side. So I'm again, as the curl of the memory wire is going one way, I'm going to turn my memory wire and the other way. Again, I'm going to have a look. Again, I got a little bit of straight end there, and I really want to cut that off, because when you curl it in, that straight end can just sort of stick out and give you a little bit of a scratchy feeling. So I just like to turn that out. Push this in there nice and tight. Then I'm in, and I'm just going to keep on curling until my loop is all the way down. Now I'm going to tighten it up on the other side just a little bit, and I got a really nice connectable component here with some coiled loops, nice and round coiled loops.
Doris says he suggests that you should make Christmas decorations out of them.
You could make Christmas decorations as well. A lot of different use you could have it for them. This is just a hollow tube. There is a tubing going all the way inside it, and you have all these thousands of lovely resin crystals on the, like little diamonds. I just really love it. So that's how you make a connector. Now, because we made it on a memory wire, this is gonna keep this really nice and curved shape, which then they are perfect for middle of necklaces, whichever style. You might just want to have a little bit and use pearls going all the way to the back, or I made like a little beaded chain with more eye pins here and connected up with jump rings. There's a lot you can do with it. So this is one option. Now, if you want to do the straight one, I did that with the eye pin. I didn't do the curl technique with the eye pin because I wanted my links quite big, and so I just looped it back at the end. But I'm just gonna grab an eye pin out from my bag. Try to find the straight one quickly. You can straighten some of the bent ones out because sometimes you get a few bent ones in the pack, but I'm going to use this nice and straight one. So cut your tubing. Now if I put it next to my eye pin, and I'm going to leave probably about just a centimeter here, which is going to be the right amount on the other side to curl it back, and I'm going to cut my tubing to that size. I'm going to straighten on this end, and as you can see, you can very easily cut it. I'm going to take another 2 of my little end caps with the hole in. I'm going to insert one on the eye pin, just like that. Then I'm going to put on my little diamond tubing, make sure I push the end into the cap and add the other cap from the other side, just like that. And now I got just enough pin there to turn another loop. So I'm going to turn it sort of 90 degrees bent, so I got a really nice starting point. If you want to have the same size loop as you have at the bottom, then insert your round nose pliers and make a note where is that sort of nice and tight on the plier itself, because that's where you have to do it on the other side. So it was just about there, and I'm gonna curl it down. Now, as you can see, again, we ended up with this pin was a little bit longer what we needed it to be. So just visually have a look how much gap you have at the bottom, and then I'm just gonna go and trim a little bit of that loop what I already made with my cutters. Then insert my round nose pliers back in and curl it down, and then just straighten it up a little bit. I have a same size eye on both sides. Now, if your eyes are not sort of slightly wonky, and one is, when you finished, let me just turn this and I'll show you. When you finished your link and your eyes are slightly wonky one side to another, so I'm just turned one of them, so one of them is a little bit turned on the other one, as you can see. And if you like me, you like your eyes, I like the eyes completely sort of on the same way. Just hold your ends with two pairs of pliers and just sort of twist the eye until you get that they're sitting nice and straight right next to each other. So that's how you make a sort of little component with them. And these are really great for long necklaces as well. Now, of course, if you wanted a little different shape or a job shape, I can bend this to where I want it to be. So you could make all sorts of different components with it. One for earrings, necklaces, anything you like. They're just little adding sparkle to your jewelry. So you could do a lot of different things with it as well. Because the wire, this eye-pin wire is made of iron, so it's more bendable. You can't really bend the one where we added the memory wire in there, because the memory wire, once you bend it, it's not really. Let me just get a little piece. Just got a little piece here. So if I bend the memory wire, it doesn't really, it doesn't really give that nice fluidity as you would have with an eye pin. So don't recommend to, and it bends out of shape as well. And when you're trying to bring it back out, it's never gonna be the nice shape what you want it to be. So I tend to just leave the memory wire on its own and let it leave it the shape it is as well all the way along. Now, if you wanted to do the gluing ends like I did on this one, you need to cut there is a memory wire, and I use the 1mm one, so this one is much stronger. I can't really pull this apart than my other one because it's a very much thicker wire. And what I would do is cut depending on how big I want to do my loop or link, let's do about that much. That's about the right size, I guess. So inserting your memory wire in there. Now, I like to work off the spool because then I don't have much wastage as well. Now, a little bit of a tip here for you. So when you're trying to coil your memory wire onto your tube, and if you're just doing little links like this, it's gonna go in there and you can just twist it on there and it came out on the other side. But if you want to twist longer lengths, then you might get to a point where it gets stuck and it doesn't want to go any further. So what I recommend is to add a little bit of lubricant to the end of your memory wire. Now this, I used a washing up liquid before, or hand wash, or like a really liquidy hand cream I used before. Anything you have at home which just makes really nice and slippery, just add a tiny bit to the end of your memory wire here, and then it's really nicely and easily, it's just gonna coil in there. Now here we're only making a little component here, so I'm gonna push the memory wire back so it's flush with the end of my diamond tubing here, and take my cutters and cut it to the right side on the other side as well. So I got the memory wire all the way through right to the end, and this is quite important because if your memory wire is a little bit shorter on one end and then you add the caps to it, which then they will hold your component up, but one end can become a little bit floppy and you're not going to have the really nice result, that it's not going to be really nice and strong. And then quite simply, you're just going to take a little bit of glue. Now these E6000s come with nozzle ends. so they're really great and easy to use. Now I am not using a huge amount of glue, sometimes less is more, but I'm gonna add sort of quite, maybe fill the tube up like a quarter right at the bottom, and then with my nozzle I like to sort of just swirl it around, so I'm making sure that glue is all around the inside of my bead cap there. Then you must put the glue down if you're still going to be using it, because as you can see it can still ooze out. We're going to use this glue up with the second cap, so it's not a problem at all, but always put it in something like a little glass or something on the side of your workstation there, so you don't have the glue dropping everywhere. And quite simply you're just gonna push this end on there. Now I'm just going to do the other one because that glue is coming out. Then I show you, you need to position the end of your caps. Now as on the caps, you got these lovely loops. And just quickly put the end back on this so we don't need any more. As you got your loops on your end caps, just push it on there. You can see they got holes on them. Now depending on what way do you want to face these little loops on the end of your cap, I recommend you either turn them so you can't see the hole at all, so the hole going that way, or you turn them to the front so they're coming back to the front as well. But make sure they're exactly the same on both sides, because if they don't sit exactly the same way on both sides, once you link it up to your necklace, one side can be a little bit wonky. So little tips like that, little things, just sort of turning your caps to the right way, it makes a huge difference with your finished pieces. Margaret is saying those are great cutters. Yes, these are heavy duty cutters. I had them for, I don't know, years and years and years. They do tend to disappear on me because they do end up in the garage, but I always steal them back. Like, cause you know. Now I'm gonna put this to the side and I'll let it to dry. And for the E6000 to dry completely, you need about 24 hours. But per about 3-4 hours time, you can start to make your necklace, but don't pull on the end cap too much because it will be able to come off. So that's it. So I'm gonna I've got a little, I'm gonna put in one of these so the glue definitely doesn't get in contact with anything, and it's gonna dry nice and clear. Now other things you can make, I have added these lovely crystal beads to my jewelry, and these crystal beads, I think they are $7.50 a strand, but you get so much on your strand with it. And let's just try to find which one would go nicer with the blue. Maybe that lighter one. I think that's going to be quite nice to give you. Oh, there is also this one. This comes, oh no, yes, this one. This one comes in many, many different colors. Let me just, I got quite a few here. Now, the great thing about these strands, which we have used it for different products and projects before. There is a link on the top of the page on the Facebook tutorials on our website. You can use them for many different things. They are really, really great because not alone you get so many lovely oval crystals, you get them in graduated sizes as well. So when you make up your jewelry, you can, and especially if you go for a bundle with the lovely diamond tubing here, you can make many different jewelry as well. I love when I make something a little bit sparkly on the side, just to have one large crystal, and this is not the largest crystal in the bundle, in the middle, just to sort of give a nice focal point. And by adding a crystal into the mix, you're taking the, I suppose, the focus away just from the bracelet itself. And I love mixing sort of different finishes and different things and different sizes. I think it just makes a bit more nicer and professional, you know, more unique as well. Jewelry like this one, I used the smallest crystals in there. And again, this one was with the this one is on eye-pin, so I can sort of bend them if I want to have a little bit of a curved finish there, or I can actually, I'm going to straighten this out because I would like them to sit straight. So there's loads of different things you can. And Didi's asking, are they coin crystals? So no, they like the coin crystals, but they are oval in shape. And I think this one's going to go quite nicely with our blue, because this is a darker blue, but it has that nice lighter blue finish on it. Let's just get this out of the way. So on a strand, you get 4 different sizes. You get 10 of the smallest one, you get 10 of the next size up, then you get 6 of the second biggest one and 3 of the biggest one. So you can make quite, and this is longer than 40 centimeters, so you can make quite a lot of bits out of it. But just, you know, using them as focal beads, they're really nice, and it just adds a sort of a different sparkle. And doing earrings as well, you can do loads of different things. Now, I have made this sample. I was playing around with a clear and a clear AB yesterday, and I wanted to do this one to show you the difference between adding and not adding a cap to the end of your diamond tubing here. I think I would prefer it with a cap, even though this is on 1 piece of memory wire, so there is no there's no joining here, but I would have preferred to add a cap at the end like I added at the bottom, and I just added a little magnetic clasp so it keeps it nice and secure on your wrist. But just wanted to show you the difference with adding and not adding the, actually I can put it on and you can see it side by side, adding and not adding the end cap. So again, just makes your jewelry a little bit professional, but you can use it without it as well. So the same way you would make your links with any of your pearls or any of your crystals, and I'm just gonna make a couple here to show you how to build onto your necklace. I'm just gonna use the small ones, and actually what I'm gonna do as well, I'm gonna grab a strand of pearls from the pearl mix. Will that color go nicely with it? Yes, I think they would go perfectly with it. So I know many of you got the 6 and 8 millimeter pearls there, although there is the 33 colors. I haven't got this out of the bag. The 33 colors are perfect as well, because you will find there's quite a few different blues here. So I could even use, and they were 6 millimeter, these ones, this lovely blue with it as well. But it just gives you a lot of opportunity to mix and match loads of your different colors. So I'm just gonna do a couple of little links here for you, and then connect it up with some jump rings. So I'm just gonna cut the end of that. Only need about, let's say, 4 beads and a couple of beads here. Now, turning loops, again, we're gonna use eye pins, and we're just gonna turn the other end. Get a few more add to the side here. Just going to turn the other end, so it's going to make us some, not adding any of my diamond tubing on here. I'm just going to add one of my crystal. Again, I like to, when I do these, I like to batch make them, so I would sit there and insert pins into every single one of my beads I want to link up or make, and just sort of turn the top and set it down on my mat, because I find it that if I do it one by one, I'm just turning it sort of, you don't even have to turn it 90 degrees, but I like to turn it 90 degrees. That gives you the nice starting point, the loop on the other side. But I find it takes me a long time when I have to pick up and put down my pliers over and over again. So I like to just work on a nice mat, on a nice surface, or like a felty material, or, you know, on your bead mat, and just line them all up. And once I have all of them there, where is the hole? where is that? There we are. Once I have all of them there and all of them bent, then I take my cutters and I cut them all at the same time. So then I go along. I don't need my big cutters for this. Normal cutters are fine. And I'm going to trim them down to leave just about a centimeter again. I sometimes save these ends of the pins, if such they're long ones, because I can make a new eye pin out of them. If they are like short and only a centimeter left, then I discharge them. But if I got a good length for what is left on here, then I will pop them to the side and you can make more eye pins out of them. So it just really makes your materials go further. So as you can see, then I just got this cutter in my hand and I can be cutting every single one of them all the way along. Then I change to the round nose pliers and quite quickly holding it flush like we did with the memory wire or the other, and curling it down, and that's it. If it turns out a little bit of a P, then I insert the end of my plier there and just pull it back and close that loop to make sure I got a nice connection. Now, when you're making necklaces like this is perfect to perfect your looping techniques, because you're going to be making so many of them. However, because there is a loop on the end of every single one of your makes here, if they're not perfect, then you're not going to be able to see them. This one is just a tiny bit too big, so I'm just going to trim a little bit off the end. So once you're halfway doing your loops, you can still aid it and just cut a tiny bit off the end. And I just find this way I can turn loops very quickly. Sometimes if I want to make, you can do the same with hat pins. If I want to make a necklace which has loads of hat pins or charms or anything on there made out of beads, then I batch make it sitting with a little pot, make probably about 100, 150 there, just sitting on you know, and then at a later date I will put it all together. Right, so I'm gonna take this back. I know this is probably not dry yet, so I'm gonna be very, very careful with it. Well, not probably, it's definitely not dry yet. And I'm gonna take some silver jump rings. Now, there is two ways you can connect this together. You can either open up the end and on the eye pins and connect them together. Which I did here on this bracelet, because I didn't want it to have another link in there. I wanted the crystal to be close to my diamond tubing as well.
Laura says, could you make a sparkly watch strap with the memory wire, which is given?
Wire and giving, attach direct with jump rings to make, depending on what's the connection on your watch, you could do it. So if you got one of the bar ones, I could probably I would even do two, like cut two coming down on the side and join them together, because, and I'll show you just in a second, let me just link this up and I'll show you something what is really cool. So you could connect it up like that just with some, but then the movement is much less in it. If you add a jump ring in the middle, then you have a much more movement in your, I'm just gonna add one of the crystals and one of my pearls on there and turn the jump ring back. I'm gonna do the same on the other side, just to make a little link of the crystals and the pearls. Now when you're opening and closing jump rings or even your eye pins, you always want to twist them apart. So I'm holding it with two pairs of pliers, trying to support as much of the jump ring as I can. Twist one towards me, the other one away. It doesn't really matter which hand you're twisting, whichever one is the most comfortable for you.
Jan says, where can you find the strands of crystals?
Strands of crystals?
Yeah.
You mean the crystal tubing or these lovely... So there is a link at the top of the page. But I get Molly, if you are watching, can you please add the link into the news, the feed as well? I'm sure she's watching and she will give us the link. Just give her a couple of minutes. She will just find it and give us the link. So I'm just adding another pearl to the other side of these crystals. There's so many different colors of these crystals, so we didn't really want to add every single one of them into the category. Otherwise, it would be a really, really big one. So I made a couple of little lengths of beaded chain here. And again, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add the beaded chain to the link we just made. I'm going to be very careful with this one because this is probably definitely not dry yet. And turn it back. And do the same on the other side as well. And then further up, you can decide what you're going to do. So if you're going to do add straight links to it, or if you want more curves linked to it, you can use your eye pins, you can use your memory wire, you can use anything you like there. I'm just going to add this side on it as well, so it's nice and even. Very, very carefully, trying to sort of leave it down on my mat to support it, and just goes it jumping back in, and that's it. We are done. I don't want to tug it too much because I know the glue won't be dry, but you can make really nice you know, as creative as you want effects with this, and just using a tiny bit of the diamond tube, because I do love the memory wire bracelets like this one, but sometimes I feel like it could be a little bit too much. And with memory wire as well, that when you're wearing a bracelet like this wrapped around your hand, which I'm going to put on for you, there is, this one is a slightly bigger one. When I do crafting or anything where you have to, they look great and they're really sparkly as well, or if you're cooking or you do anything at all, when you have to rest your wrist on the table and you're writing or you're doing something, I find them, for myself, a little bit uncomfortable when the memory wire going all the way through. However, if you break the memory wire and you do it like I did it with the bracelet, there is mobility in your bracelet and it's really nice and comfortable to wear. With the magnetic clasp on the other side, it's really easy to put on as well. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I can inspire you to sort of use your tubing in a different way, use your memory wire in a different way. You make little connectors, little sections. You could do anything you like, all sorts of different shapes with it. You can also use wire, so I had used 0.8 wire, and Sarah did show you the other day how to wrap around loops, so I'm not gonna do that today. But if you do want to see her doing, or actually she's got a question and answer session on Friday, so if you want her to show you anything in particular, please send us a message or let us know what you would like us to do, and then we will do our best to get her to answer all your lovely questions on Friday. That one has got a wrap loop on there. So I coiled the end of the wire there, and because I wanted something a little bit more secure, actually I made this for my little Lucy, and that's why hence it's a little bit smaller. I wanted something, you know, a bit more secure there for her. But that's it really. That's how easy it is to do, and you can do so many different variations. You can do so many different things using your crystals. And look at, in this necklace, let me just pull this out of the way. In this necklace I only used 4 of the crystals for my strand, which has 30, 20, how many crystals have we got on here? 5, 10, 15, 26, 29 crystals you got in total on here, and I only used 4 in this necklace. So you can see that you can make your materials go a really a long way. And with this red diamond tubing, I only used half, not even half what was in my bag. So again, I got a lot left, and it's just sort of mixing your mediums and materials and different finishes and different size of beads together. You can make really unique patterns with it as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to turn you back around and see if you got any questions, any comments. Please do let me know, while I'll hang around for a couple of minutes so I can answer it for you. And yeah, have a go at it. Do post any of the pictures, whatever you make, because I love to see what you're making, or what other ideas, anything you come up with. We got the Totally Beads, Totally Handmade group, which like-minded people, sort of just posting their makes, giving each other inspiration. It's not a salesy group. It's just about, like, you know, sharing information with each other, what you're making, how you're making, and giving inspiration. And you know, so that little light bulb moment. Sometimes it's just really nice to someone else did it in a different way, and then perhaps you can apply the technique in something different as well. So that's it for me today. Do tune in tomorrow. Sarah's going to be down. She's coming down tonight. So we're sorting out the rest of the August, and hopefully we get to sort out all the September dates as well, and who's going to do what and what we're going to be doing. Diane's saying the blue crystal is out of stock. Are you getting more? Simon and Molly, if you're still watching, can you please just check it? And it's like tells you I've used the one which which we didn't have that much. Do check the stock, because I've taken one out of each box, so perhaps it didn't have the correct stock on the website to start with. So we probably have more. I just have to adjust the stock levels on the system. So make real unique jewelry here, doing Doris is saying, Kitty, see if Christopher can create something with this tubing. Oh, bless him. Well, Christopher has been busy, and he's got another idea what he's been doing. I'm not going to tell you what it is just yet, because it is in the making, but it's going to look really, really cool. He's got really excited about it. So I think, like, you know, I'm going to have to start worrying that he's going to take over my job, because he comes up with all these wonderful ideas. Bless him. And he's all in 9. So do have a lovely day. Auntie is saying bye, Kitty and Lucy. She's just smiling in the chair next to me. And do have a lovely day. Keep on crafting, keep on beading. Check out the goodies on the website, because as you see in the bundles, you get so many lovely finishes. And now I haven't got the light on my lighting rig on the tubing itself, and you can see, even though just the light coming through the window, it's really, really sparkly. So you get the most amazing sparkles of this, and you can use it for so many different things. This is the AB. I think this is the most sparkly, and this is just the light from the window, so it's not my light what I demo with, not my ring light. And where is the third ones? These ones. So whichever bundle you go for, they're going to be really, really sparkly. When you get your bundle, before you do anything, just straighten your tube out and just give it a little bit of a tug, and then it will become nice and straight as well. They'll just sort of get rid of the coiling inside it. Right. Have a lovely Wednesday, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow, and probably going to be me and Sarah tomorrow. It's going to be double the trouble for you. But we see you tomorrow, and take care, everybody. Anything you do, post us a picture, join our groups, like our video, share our video. Have a lovely day. Stay in crafting. Bye.